Hello everybody, welcome to another review. Today I'm going to be reviewing the brand new album by the alternative metal singer Poppy with a brand new album, Empty Hands. So, following her last album, which was Negative Spaces, we have Jordan Fish back again for production on this record. And pretty much with Jordan Fish, the longer he's left Bring the Horizon, the more he kind of brings this sound into artists he collabs with. He's worked with a bunch of other bands in the past. He's, like, for example, Machine Head is one, which I think is very interesting, how he's managed to write a pretty decent Machine Head album, and then the worst thing they ever done in 2018. As well as also, he has worked last year on 2 records, almost entirely on one, and has pretty much helped almost entirely on the other. Architects, The Sky and Earth and All Between, all but Seeing Red, Jordan Fish helped with writing and production. And then with Good Charlotte, the Motel de Cap album, he did help write and produce a lot of the songs with a bunch of other people as well. But yeah, we're back to a second album. We're here with the second album now of Poppy's that he's produced, and you can clearly tell at this point he is putting that own sound to use yet again. Some of the songs just feel like we've heard them before. Going to be completely honest, songs like Guardian and even something like Empty Hands, some songs, even maybe Unravel, just remind me of something I could see from Modern Architects, because I just felt when I was listening to Guardian, it reminded me a bit of Landmine. I don't know if that's just me, but just because of the same production and whatnot, it just kind of makes sense that a lot of stuff will be brought over. So, you know, it's not the end of the world sort of deal, but I just kind of wish we had Jordan Fish not to produce, or at least if he did, just try something quite different, because I feel like we're getting a little weaker version of Poppy's previous album, which I think had some pretty good flair and some pretty good ideas, but I'm not really big on the direction this one went with. A lot of the songs just kind of meshed together, in my opinion, mainly down the middle of the record. And while I did enjoy the singles, Bruised Sky was great, I liked Guardian, and I didn't get to talk about Unravel, but that one's also pretty decent as well. I just find when you get to tracks like Eat the Hate, The Wait, If We're Following the Light, etc., it just kind of already feels like we're getting the same experience. Now, there are some cool things with this song, songs on here. The Wait just reminds me of Imogen Heap's Headlock, I think the song's called, a really old song from 2006, I believe, and yeah, I just kind of get that impression with the electronic feel to Poppy's vocals, and I think it's a cool little thing that I just wanted to point out there. There's some cool heavy belters on this record as well. I mean, Dying to Forget, definitely a highlight, very fun one, and Empty Hands kind of ends on this very aggressive note where the opening of the track just kind of reminds me of Cellar Door by Spiritbox, or kind of bringing in that eerie, cathartic, heavy sound of Suffocate by Knocked Loose, a song which Poppy actually did feature on. There's some pretty good ideas that they spitball with here, but I feel like the kind of general consensus I feel is Jordan Fish is just going to keep doing the same thing, and it just kind of gets a bit more tiresome. Now, I love the latest Architects album. I know not everyone was a big fan of it. A lot of people just want to kind of see the All Our Gods Have Abandoned Us, Lost Forever, Lost Together, or Holy Hell era to come back. But honestly, I do like quite a bit of Modern Architects. For Those That Wish to Exist and Sky and Earth and All Between are pretty solid albums in my general opinion. And then we just have, I don't know, a lot of people are just getting sick and tired of the Architects album sound already, because pretty much every song just has that Jordan Fish flair, and it just makes the stuff sound like Bring Me the Horizon. And I can say the same thing about Poppy. Some songs I can imagine being potentially emo tracks, or even something you can see on Next Gen from what he actually did help produce, but I don't know, I just feel like that's just his style, and it's interesting, but a lot of people in the metalcore scene do have the same producers that just make the same sounding songs, and I guess this is another case of that. Poppy's performance is what actually makes this album good in my opinion, so I'll give this one a 3 out of 5, just because I feel like she actually is a very confident, very good vocalist for this as well. Now, there's a lot of fun ideas, but I'm getting really bored of the Jordan Fish period, and I know I said I loved Architect's new album, but if I hear Jordan Fish again on the next Architect's album, I'm just going to give up, because I really don't want to hear the same thing again, because I like the Sky Nerf and All Between for being a bit unique in that regard, and I feel like now seeing how a second album in a row produced by the same person, like Jordan Fish, could be a bad thing. But that's all I have to say. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next video.